Most of the tools we use to analyze data are built around distance and coordinates. How far apart are these points? What's the average? Where's the cluster center? Those are powerful ideas, but they miss something. They miss shape. Topological data analysis, TDA, is a field that asks a different question. What is the qualitative, structural shape of your data? Not how big the numbers are, but whether your data wraps around a hole, branches like a tree, or clusters into islands. This video kicks off a self-teaching arc on TDA. We'll move at the pace of someone building genuine understanding, not just terminology. Let's start with why shape matters at all. TDA has two workhorses you'll see everywhere in the literature. The first is the Simplicial complex, a way of turning a point cloud into a shape. Imagine drawing a ball around every data point. When two balls overlap, you connect those points with an edge. When three balls all overlap, you fill in a triangle. Grow the radius and you watch topology emerge. Loops form, fill in, and disappear. Before we get to the second tool, we need a quick word about homology. Homology is the branch of algebraic topology that counts holes, but in a precise, algebraic sense. A connected component is a zero-dimensional hole. A loop that doesn't bound a filled region is a one-dimensional hole. A void enclosed by a surface is a two-dimensional hole. Homology assigns a group to each dimension, and the rank of that group, called the Betti number, tells you how many independent holes of that type exist. It's a coordinate-free, deformation-invariant way of characterizing shape. The second tool is persistent homology, which tracks exactly those births and deaths across the filtration. A feature that appears early and dies late is persistent. It's probably real structure in your data. A feature that flickers briefly is likely noise. Together, these two ideas let you describe the shape of data in a way that's both mathematically rigorous and surprisingly robust to perturbation. Here's the intuition that hooked me on TDA. Take 3 point clouds, all roughly the same number of points, all within a similar bounding box. Standard clustering algorithms might not distinguish them clearly. The density patterns can look similar, but their topology is completely different. The ring has one loop, the figure 8 has two. The sphere's surface encloses a void. Topology captures these differences in a coordinate-free way. It doesn't matter if you stretch or squish the data. As long as you don't tear it or glue things together, the topological signature is preserved. That stability is exactly what makes TDA useful for real, noisy data, the kind that doesn't sit still on a manifold. TDA isn't just beautiful mathematics. It shows up in applied domains you might not expect. In neuroscience, researchers use persistent homology to characterize the shape of brain activity networks across time. In materials science, the topology of pore structures in foams and granular materials predicts mechanical behavior. In genomics, the branching structure of evolutionary trees has topological signatures that classical statistics struggles to capture. And closer to my own work, spatial data and sensor networks. A key question in coverage problems is whether a sensor network has holes, regions that are unmonitored. That's a topological question, and TDA answers it directly. The thread across all of these is the same. Shape carries information that coordinates alone don't. So where do we go from here? This arc follows a structured self-teaching path built around two foundational texts. First, Edelsbrunner and Hare's computational topology, rigorous, geometric, and the standard reference for the mathematical scaffolding. Second, the survey paper by Chazal and Michel, a more accessible entry point that bridges the gap towards statistical and data science applications. We'll work through topology fundamentals first, simplices, complexes, homology groups, then move into computation, and eventually toward the research frontier, statistical guarantees, mapper algorithms, and TDA applied to real data sets. If you're building this understanding alongside me, the references are on the next slide. Grab the Chazal-Michel paper first. It's free on a RXIV and a remarkably clear read.